All right, here we go. Believe I've got everything turned on here. While we're waiting to make sure it all gets set up, I'm going to invite everyone to go to hankstrange.com. That's the place you need to go to keep up with all the different things we have going on. You sign up for our email list, everything over there. You can see the daily deals that Lola's throwing up. On in the menu, there's Lola's Daily Deals. You could see all the different things that we have. If you want to listen to the audio version of this, all of that. If you want to find out about our Patreon, etc., go to hankstrange.com. That's the place to go. I think we're feeding through right now, so I am going to hit the open here, and boom.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation.
There goes the open. Make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. If you've been here before to the show, you know we got to do jazz hands. So Isyour6, you're gonna have to do jazz hands.
I like.
You're gonna have to do
jazz hands you did the other day.
Oh, you like the squeezers?
Those are good jazz hands. Those are
yeah. You got to do some kind of jazz hands. For you, Fitty, jazz hand is fine.
Yeah, and or
jazz hand.
Jazz stomp too.
All right, we are live. We are live. I hope you got your big girl panties on. This is episode 510 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. I'm coming to you live from Gainesville, Florida. Our special guests tonight are Rick of Isyour6covered. Rick, what's up, man? Where are you? Where are you coming in from?
I'm in North Carolina.
Boom.
In the mountains of North Carolina, in the mountains.
Oh,
so
okay.
Were you just
about to say west north? West.
Well, it's called WNC, so it's West North Carolina.
Yeah. I'm just a little south of West North.
Just a little bit west of the southwest north side.
Right. Exactly. You've got Isyour6covered here. We also have Fitty. He's not 50% tactical anymore. Just Fitty now. Just Fitty.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got
just Fitty.
Yeah. We've got Derek Gray joining us. What's up, man?
Not much. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. You've been on the show, of course, several times before.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to remember what episodes. I can't even remember that far back. I'm an old man. So,
yeah, so it was a while back.
Yeah, it's a while back. You've got gray now in the beard? Jeez.
Yeah, I know, right?
So...
And I'm wearing glasses, too.
Oh, boy, man. Now. Yeah, it's getting deep in here. So, and then, Rick, of course, you came in before with X-Ray. You were kind of like hanging out with him.
I was kind of in the background. I didn't want to take away from the thunder, so I was having fun with you guys, but I was staying out of the screen, giving them all the credit.
You got a little bit of screen time out there.
So, I did.
Yeah.
So, I brought a few people over I can see in the chat, so thanks for showing up and supporting me.
Awesome. Yeah, if either one of you guys have anyone in the chat that you want to shout out, go ahead and give shout outs. Quickly, let me thank Franklin Armory. That's our sponsor for the show. We appreciate them. Franklin Armory makes binary triggers, so, and amongst other things that they make, always thinking outside of the box. We appreciate Franklin Armory sponsoring the show, helping us to do and say whatever we want to, expose you guys to the inner workings of the gun community. I don't know if you might get some insider stuff right now here on the show. Make sure everyone smashes the thumbs ups as well. We appreciate that. So, okay, did you want to do some shout-outs, Rick?
I got a few out there that I saw so far. First, I want to say thanks to Armament and Axis. He's the one that got me to get on the show because he knows you and Lola. So that was really cool of him. So definitely want to give him a shout-out. But Pop's Quest, Daniel got as my judge. There's a Joaquin. Those are the ones I'm seeing so far right now. But great people. A lot of good stuff, so thanks.
Right. Awesome. Shout out to everyone that's coming in here for Isyour6covered. Make sure you guys subscribe, ring the bell, come back here on the show, join us whenever you feel like it. Derek, you got any folks or peeps out there?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. If anyone's here for Derek, you just request your shout outs and stuff like that, and we'll get those to you. So I don't think you guys have met before, so I'll start with Derek. If you could refresh for folks who don't know, we've got a bunch of new people that are coming in there here now. Since you've been doing this, I think, like way back in the beginning, early episodes, single digits. You've been coming on here, I think, yeah.
Wait, what?
What was the first
the
episode?
your podcast?
Yeah, what was the first episode number? I think it was when we were in like single digits or something like that, or maybe double
Yeah, I
digits.
can't-
We're in triple digits now, man. Triple digits. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I tried to do a podcast with a buddy of mine, and then like right after we started it, YouTube changed their algorithm and their rules again, so it kind of squashed it.
Oh, okay. By the way, your studio over there looks really nice. I've got you full screen right now. Derek is very professional.
It looks nice.
Yeah, he's with this audio video stuff. You got your degree and everything, right?
Yeah, I got my bachelor's in film and video production.
Awesome. Congratulations to you. So tell the folks about you here real quick, and that way, Rick can also figure out who you are.
Okay.
Yeah, Fitty.
Yeah,
Come
man.
on, man.
Don't be
My
shy.
name's Derek. My name's Derek, aka 50%. I got that nickname in Afghanistan because a friend of mine found out I was half black, half white. So instead of 50 Cent, the rapper, he called me 50%.
Yeah.
And the name stuck.
Yeah.
And after I lost the arm, decided to keep it as like a nickname, and only got one arm. Only 50% as tactical as it used to be.
Okay.
And that became my channel name. And from when I started YouTube, I progressed from starting with what is it, like little compilation fun range videos
Yeah.
to actually
Burning down ranges.
Yeah, I got that fail video.
Yeah.
That's bad. But,
Those are the ones they always remember, right?
yeah, always remember that.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. He literally burned down a range one time.
Yep.
We'll
See, that's the
yeah. What were you like, Dragon's Breath or something like that, right?
Yeah, I got one round of Dragon's Breath from a gun show, and we brought it to the range. It had rained the night before, but it wasn't as wet as we thought it was going to be at the range location. And I lost the round in my range bag, and we were supposed to shoot it right when we got there. But then I lost it, and we went through the whole day, and it started to dry out more. And I found it, and I was like, hey, I found it. Everyone was like, hey, shoot it. So I go to shoot it again, or I go to shoot it, but I was like, wait, let me move this little cardboard box closer to me so that, if there's a fire, it'll be closer, we'll be able to stomp it out. So I shoot it, and I thought it was just going to be like magnesium, but he put birdshot in that too. So when it hit the cardboard box, it ricocheted off and all the way down to the berm. And we waited there after I shot it for like 2 minutes, just watching to see if anything would burn. Nothing did. So I was like, all right, I'll call it good. We all started packing up to leave and go for the day. And then my buddy's wife was like, oh, guys, look. And we turn around, and then the whole berm started catching on fire. We're like, oh, crap. Yeah.
Yeah. You have that now. I mean, that's a good gun guy story. Like, you remember that one time when I burned down the range?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you up to nowadays? What kind of stuff are you doing?
Mostly, I've been trying to get back into the video production, even though I don't see, I don't see a big benefit because I don't have any sponsors and all that stuff. So all the builds and stuff that I do, I might get like a little discount on a part here and there, but it's mainly my funds. So that's why, and also my family comes first. So seeing as how I'm not making money from YouTube or anything, it's kind of like not on the back burner, but it's not my priority.
Okay. So. Okay. What do you do as a main thing outside of the YouTube stuff?
I freelance video work.
Okay.
I do ads for different companies around town here.
Okay.
Do weddings, dance recitals, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Do you help out like any YouTube channels? You're in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you do any work with other YouTube, like if there's YouTube channels out there that need some production work or what have you, do you do that kind of stuff?
Well, I helped out John Patton of the Gun Collective. I for his first NRA show panel that he had. I helped him produce that, and I was the second cameraman.
Okay.
But I mean, the only closest or the closest YouTuber I think to me is maybe Johnny from 180 Seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, if there's anyone out there that needs some stuff, maybe maybe they'll get in touch with you. We'll get some stuff popping off if you're looking for that kind of thing. Just let us know. All right, so let's switch over to Rick. Isyour6 covered? Tell us about yourself. Obviously, is that iced tea? Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's the one thing you're going to know about me right off the get-go.
Okay.
First thing is I always have a sweet tea near me. It's usually this one right here.
Oh, okay. All right. Pure
some
leaf,
of the things,
pure leaf.
Pure leaf sweet tea. Yeah.
Pure. They're not sponsoring us or anything, but I got some pure leaf right here.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you got some style.
Yeah.
I work for a fire department in Southern California. I've been doing that for 30 years. Mm-hmm. As of the last 5 years, I've been flying back and forth to work. So, like Fitty was making fires, and someone's got to put it. He's burning down the woods, and I'm putting it out. But,
okay.
That's basically what I've been doing for the last 30, and getting ready to retire now, getting close to it. Been doing YouTube for, I think it's been about 6 to 7 years, something like that. Channel's been growing very slow, but it's what it is. And I've been having a good time doing a lot of videos. Lately, I've been doing. I'm kind of on this journey of the new rifle. I got a 6.5 Creedmoor, so I've been shooting a lot of rifle. Before did some 3-gun and some other pistol competition stuff. And kind of my background in shooting when I was a kid. I've been shooting forever, basically. Lived on a large parcel of property out in California, and basically, if I wasn't at school, I was out shooting something. But as times have progressed, and unfortunately, California's kind of taken a dive in the 2A portion of life. I had to move in order to be able to keep my dreams of shooting and having fun and really trying to get better as a shooter. But I enjoy shooting a lot of pistol, shotgun rifle stuff. And then my latest journey's been long range, trying to get better at that. And I got quite a teacher. X-Ring's very knowledgeable. I don't know if you guys are familiar with X-Ring or not, but he's a magnificent instructor for anything that goes bang, really. But yeah, he's been helping me out on my journey of shooting better, long range kind of stuff. So it's been fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys have saw the episode when X-Ring was on, or if you watch X-Ring, I'm sure you'll see Rick in those videos. By the way, while you were talking, Rick, I was throwing up Fitty's channel. So if you guys go search on YouTube, Fitty, Fitty, right?
Nice.
There you go. And Isyour6 with the number 6 covered. That's the other one that you all need to check out.
Come on over and check it out. Been having a lot of fun, good videos. A lot of new suppressor testing, a lot of Microtech torture tests, and a lot of long range kind of stuff. So
yeah, I was looking at one of the Microtech videos that you guys did. I mean, you guys really try to break the crap out of that Microtech.
Those things are strong. I actually brought a few of the ones. This is the one that I shot with a 40 cal. Or we shot with a 40 cal, split the bullet in half, and stuck it through 2x4s and all sorts of stuff. People do not believe that video. Every once in a while I'll get a comment, "That's not possible." And I'm like, "You're an idiot." This is the one we drug down the driveway and the rocks and stuff. Did a bunch of stuff, stuck it through 2x4, and these things are very well made. They're a little more pricey than your normal $60 one, but they're well worth the money. And after going through the shop and seeing how all that progresses, and now the Microtech has an actual YouTube channel, so you guys can see how the Ultratech is built, scratch. I mean, like blocks of aluminum all the way up till this. It's pretty interesting to see how many man hours actually go into building something like that. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, for anyone who is interested in Microtech, but you think, oh, that's a little bit too expensive, you want to look at some of these videos and see what kind of, how tough they are, how they're built, and all that. I think that that helps. I would love to make a how it's made video on the Microtech, by the way. So We have had the Microtech guys on the show.
Yeah, I saw Corey was on here once.
Yeah, so we'll probably.
Yeah, he showed off a lot of the Marfion Customs, which are their other side of the shop, and that's some really, really tons of man hours to put that mirror polish on and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so very cool. So Fitty, what kind of you? I think I heard you before we got on air. You were talking about like some projects you have going on. Was that you or was that Rick talking about the 6.5? I'm not.
I think I was talking about
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my precision rifle video series.
Yeah.
I got a new one that's joined the 6.5 Creedmoor and 6.5 Grendel. It's the 224 Valkyrie. And I'm gonna try and see if I can do some accuracy hacks to the rifle. So instead of hand loading and tuning the round to the rifle, I'm gonna tune the rifle to some cheap ammo that I got. I think it's the Federal 75 grain.
Okay.
So we'll see if those accuracy hacks really work or not.
Yeah. Okay. And Rick, you're into long distance shooting, right?
I'm in the beginning stages of it. With the, I hang out with X-Ring, and he's quite a shooter for long range precision stuff. And so I've learned I've been hanging out with him for the last 3.5, 4 years now, and just basically being a sponge and trying to take in as much knowledge as I can. But yeah, we've been reloading, and really. Well, for the 6.5 Creedmoor, we've been using the 147 ELD, and it is a great round. There's probably some that are better out there, whatever the case is, but it does exactly what we needed to do. I split one of my latest videos was I split a knife in half at 100 yards, blade wise, and it wasn't a Microtech, but at 100 yards with the 6.5 Creedmoor. That was kind of a fun video. And it basically split the bullet and the knife. The knife shattered, and then we found the parts later. But it was pretty cool. It's that gun is an amazing. It's the Tika, but it's a laser beam. It's fun.
So what made I'm going to try to get from both of you guys, maybe starting with Fitty. What made you get into long range shooting?
Well, for me, it was, I guess, it was partly because of the disability. Having one arm with the precision shooting, I can take my time. I don't have to hold anything up. It can be on a bench, or I can be in the prone. Even though getting in the prone is a little troublesome because I have to set up like a bag system, or I'll stuff a bag with like a pillow or something to give me that extra support that I don't have.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more challenging to get in the prone, but bench shooting is what I've been doing so far.
Oh, okay. And what's your take on it? Since you've been doing it, is it something that you think it's easy for you to get into, spend a lot of money, get real deep? What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's easy to spend a lot of money. There's things that you can do so you don't have to spend that much money. If you're going to build your own rifle, I think that would be the best. Sit there and find out what parts are going to work best with each other. That's what I usually do. I do like a little thought experiment and think of the whole rifle and build it in my head first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like into the nerdy side of it, tweaking it, that kind of a thing?
Yeah, I really haven't had many problems with any of my builds. I think it's the amount of thought I put into the build before I start getting the parts.
Okay.
So I'm not getting a part and go, oh man, I got to change this or I got to do this. So the only thing I've had to swap out was a buffer spring on the 6.5 Creedmoor. I switched it to a David Tubbs flat wire buffer spring and never had a problem since.
Oh, okay. So you're not just like slapping parts together like some of us probably would be, like maybe me, like I would be doing.
Well, I mean, for the precision rifles, no. But like for just a regular just a regular carbine, a plinker or something, then yeah, I mean, there's no sense in going all out for something like that, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. So Rick, how about you, man? What made you really get into this? Was it just X-Ring that's kind of his thing? You guys were
Yeah,
hanging
it
out.
was X-Ring for sure. The
Mm-hmm.
first, basically, well, you've been there. I've seen your video on it of shooting the mile,
Mm-hmm.
at the Clinton House, and
Mm-hmm.
the 1,000-yard range is what got me into it. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
utilizing his equipment because I didn't have anything at the time that could reach out that far very accurately. So being able to hit the 1,000 was pretty interesting because where most of us don't have somewhere where we can shoot out to that kind of distance
Mm-hmm.
anywhere nearby. You got to travel pretty far to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I was in California, it was kind of tough to find a spot. Now there's one down the street from my old house, which is kind of crazy. But it's a totally different thing. I kind of think of it as it's kind of like fishing, right? You can go fishing with the regular fishing pole with a reel, and you put the worm on the hook. You go out there and you catch a fish.
Mm-hmm.
But I think long range or precision rifle is more of a more technical, like fly fishing, where you're looking under the rock to see what the fish are eating, kind of thing. There's so much more to it. They call it the rabbit hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's very expensive rabbit hole, or can be, in diving down into it. But when you learn, it's so much. There's a lot of stuff you get to learn, so it's kind of fun. It's like a new kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a new sport, really, compared to
Mm-hmm.
3-gun rifle-y kind of stuff or pistols.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole nother world over there in the long range stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying I'm some crazy ninja or anything, but it's a lot of fun. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Fifth.
yeah. I think a lot of guys get intimidated by like the distance calculation, like ranging a target
Oh.
and the reticles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the reticles are getting easier to use, and MRADs, they're not hard to figure out. And I think didn't Primary Arms come out like the Apollo reticle, and it's
Yeah.
specifically made for the 6.5 Creedmoor and 224 Valkyrie. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes it a lot simpler to go out there and hit what you want with.
Yeah.
I've actually had a chance to shoot the Platinum series, and it's a great rifle, or a great scope,
Yeah,
great optic.
Yeah, the ACSS. Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. Optics. What do you guys use?
me, I run my nicest scope is the Vortex Razor.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 4.5 to
27.
yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one.
I also have a Gen 2 PST 5 to 25 on the Valkyrie right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I have a few more scopes, but they're not on anything right now.
Oh, okay. What about you, Rick? What I know, I see some people mentioning you've done some, was it Night Force stuff?
No, they call it Night Farce. I did an old video one time. It was an old, like Japanese, really cruddy kind of scope, and we wrote Night Farce.
Oh, Night Farce. Night Farce. Okay, I see it.
And
Yeah.
I put it in a fire and stuff. It was a whole
Oh,
kind of,
okay.
silly video. But
Right.
I use a Vortex HD,
Mm-hmm.
same as Fitty. It's a 4.5 to 27. Great scope with a Milrad reticle, and it's got the EBR2 actually, and I run 2 of those. So I have 2 guns that I consider my long range. One is a 24-inch Walther AR-223, and I load some rounds to it. Thanks to X-Ring, he gave me the recipe for it. But
Mm-hmm.
but I've shot out to 1,000 yards on a 10-inch steel with it, and it's a very accurate rifle. And then also on my 6.5 Creedmoor, I run the same scope as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a JP scope mount on it, and it's a really, really nice rifle.
Okay.
Can I
Go ahead.
answer? Someone asked the question about me being right-handed before, and yes, I was right-handed before I lost my arm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm right eye dominant, but now I have to shoot my left hand. So when I shoot a pistol, I have to either completely block off my right eye and aim, or I have to adjust the sights if the sights are adjustable. But it wasn't too hard to retrain myself.
Okay.
It's a picture, Hank, if I can get it right. But that's what it looks like.
Oh, nice. Okay. You did the camo job yourself.
I did. It
Okay.
turned out awesome.
Yeah. Very nice. Do you have your rifle and your scope all camoed out, Fitty? Let's see. Oh, nice.
No.
I like that. What's that? What is that?
That's a Microtech dagger logo.
Oh, cool.
I just thought it'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few people I know at Microtech, so I give them love basically by putting that.
Okay, no, that's cool. That's absolutely cool. Yeah. So you haven't done any. I've never done the camo thing either, but you know.
There's a lot of people scared to do it.
I like the black rifle look.
But it's kind of scary hitting that. You know, if you're gonna use a rattle can, hitting that button for the first time, right? But at the end of the day, it comes out cool. You can always keep going and make it better. You know?
Yeah. There's stencils for that too if you want to do it. I know there's stencils. I've never done it. I know my friend Dimitri at Primary Arms has done a lot of that stuff, and I think
he does great work.
Yeah, he's actually. I think he has stencils and stuff like that. He's developed his own kind of camo and stuff. So,
I found it tough to do though, unless you run one of those little air sprayer things. You know, the real fine ones, not for like painting a car, but the little tiny pen ones. Then you can really get some good detail work.
Yeah.
I do everything with a sponge.
Yeah. So you guys, neither one of you have gotten into like any of the high-end optics, huh? No one's. Is it like what's keeping you budget right now from getting into? Because I remember when I started doing this stuff, people said your optic has to be like twice the price of your rifle.
There's really only one scope that's better than the one we're using right now. That's the Night Force.
Okay.
We actually in precision long range until I think last year, the Vortex was beating out the Night Force as far as competitive shooters, what they were using. Night Force had it for, I'm sorry, Vortex had it for quite a few years, and then Night Force the jumped ahead. It's a great. It's heavier. It's definitely heavier, right?
Yeah, it is. They call it the baseball bat for a reason, because you could actually probably play baseball with it.
And the warranty on a Vortex is phenomenal. You run it over with your truck on accident and tell them, I ran it over, they'll send you a new one.
Yeah, I got a couple buddies that do the precision rifle series on the West Coast, and like practically when I got that scope, everybody was using it. So I was like, okay, good investment, I guess. Let's get it. Now, if I was going to save up and get another scope, I'd probably want to get a Kales, but or Night Force.
Okay. I don't even think I've heard of the Kales, so I'm not that versed.
Did I say that right? Is it Kales? KHAL. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
They're really nice.
I see X-Ring out there, by the way. Shout out to X-Ring. He's joining us there in the chat.
He's a great instructor. Instructor. He's actually teaching classes now. His first one's already booked up, but he's out there teaching again, which is cool.
What is that Vortex you guys are talking about? Let me see if I can pull it up on the screen here for anyone who's
Vortex Razor HD 4.5 to 27.
Vortex Razor HD.
Looks like I think I got the box somewhere.
Razor HD 4.5. Okay.
If you type in RZR 42706, it'll come up, I believe. The only reason I'm saying that is because that's the box.
Okay. Right. I think I found it here on their website, and I'll try to throw.
Yeah, they're about $3,000, depending on. They're probably a little less now.
Yeah. So here we go. For anyone looking for this here, Razor HD Gen 2 4.5 to 27 by 56. Wait a second.
27. No. 4.5 to 27.
Okay, 4.5 to 20. Okay, maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. This one is MSRP $2,800.
That's probably
the price went down. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's 4.5 by 27 by 56.
Okay.
At least mine is. I'm not sure what you got, Fitty.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the same one.
Oh, so it's that expensive?
Yeah, you're talking. This is the one basically that I would say there's a couple. that are right there with the Night Force. It's a little heavier though. But.
Yeah, that's an expensive optic. It looks good
Well,
though.
like
It looks good.
like you said, you were speaking the truth. You know, I consider an optic to be a very important investment that you can put on any of your next rifles that you decide to purchase later.
Exactly.
Used to the reticle, it's more important to get a well-made reticle that'll hold zero and track and all sorts of stuff that's over anything, over the rifle. You can take a $600 or $700 hunting rifle and make it just as accurate as a lot of these, but it's all about the glass and knowing where your shot's going to go and be able to dial it in.
Yeah, yep. I'm gonna send that off to Lola, see if I can get Lola to make a link up for anyone who wants to go get that. So you think that price, the optic's well worth it, right?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great scope. I have two. I mean,
okay.
And the reason why I got two, and I don't know if I said it earlier, but I don't have to learn two different scopes. You know what I mean? The way you turn the turrets are the same. The buttons are all the same. The reticle's the same. The difference is going to be in the bullet drops and that kind of stuff, but that's just dialing in whatever anyways. But
yeah,
it's being familiar with the one reticle for me. I don't want to learn 15 different reticles.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so we got a couple of questions here. Len Holt says, is there a reference on MRADs versus MOA reticles, or is it just how you do the math?
It's kind of how you do the math, but the MRAD you can there's more fine adjustments, I think, with the MRAD. It's easier to I guess judge distance or calculate it with the reticle.
Well, and some of the tough things that I've heard, and I don't know if you, Fitty, I don't know if you have a video on this. The best video I've ever seen was actually by X-Ring. He sits there and goes over the differences between MIL and MOA, and he does it in a manner that is very easy to understand. I actually go back to that video every once in a while. My biggest thing first I wanted to see what X-Ring used, and I wanted to be able to utilize the same thing. And he uses mils. So when he's on a spotting scope, he can tell me you need to go up 2/10 or whatever. So if you guys are on the same playing field, on the same team, basically, it's way easier than the guy trying to give you have an MOA scope and he's telling you what mils are, and it doesn't mathematically add up. You have to do some calculations there.
Right.
But what he says is even worse is, if you have, say, a scope that is an MOA and MIL, basically. So say everything's in MOA, but your things are in mils or vice versa, then you really got a lot to work with. It's even more of a pain in the butt.
Oh, okay. I hope X-Ring, does he have you on the payroll, X-Ring? You need to I hope Rick's actually getting paid in more than just iced tea. I hope he's not just getting paid friggin' Pure Leaf.
Yeah, I got the big one, Hank. And then you know what? 2 is 1 and 1 is none.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, okay. That's it. Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing.
The worst part is I might drink all these by the time we get done with it.
Okay. At least you'll have something to pee into if it becomes an emergency. Sorry, Derek. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
No, my latest video is on optics. It's about scope parallax and what it is and how to adjust it and everything, because a lot of people just have a misunderstanding of what it is. And I've found out that I've gotten pretty good at animation now. So that video has a lot of animation.
Okay. Okay, that's the last one that you put up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scope parallax.
Hold on. Let me see if I can go over there. Okay, optics parallax. All right, let's see. Let's open up this video. Let's see if we can get it up here on the screen for the people to see. I might have to mute this. Yeah, it's muted. Yeah, I know someone was talking about your intros. Your intros are really good.
Thank you.
You've always been good at doing this stuff, man. So, I'm guessing as time has gone on here, you've gotten even better. Let me see. Oh, okay. So here's the animation that you've got going on here. Yeah, if you guys want to check that out, Fitty %. So FITTY and then the percent symbol. That's where you go to, and you can see this really cool animation stuff that's going on here. So I'm not playing the audio. And okay, and Rick, you said you don't have a video on this stuff, but X-Ring does, right?
On MOA versus Mill, yeah.
Oh, okay, on MOA
Is that what
versus
you're
Mill.
talking about?
No, well, I think this video we're looking at for Fitty was Parallax.
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, actually, so here we go. Here's Rick's. I'm gonna throw up Rick's last video. That's about me.
That was the one just saying, come on over and visit and that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna go in there
What
right
was the
now.
one where I split the bullet or something cool?
Oh, well, okay. The one talking about me, I think, is pretty cool too. I'm gonna go in there.
All right.
No. Which one was it that you split the bullet? Let me see.
It'll say. I don't remember what it's called, but
okay, hold on. Let's take a look at this. So definitely, you guys need to go over and check this out. Let's see. Guess who?
I've been doing a ton of chats, Hank. I've been trying to compete with you, not
really?
at the same time, but I've been trying to do a chat lately a day until I go back to work, and I got a few more days left. So it seems everybody's been enjoying it. We've been getting a lot of people showing up, so it's been fun.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about this video, Kershaw knife 100 yards?
Yeah, that's the one where I split the bullet.
That's the one with the split the bullet. Okay, so you guys need to go check this video out as well when you all get a chance. I'm not telling you to go, if you go over there now, just open it up in another window. But definitely make sure you go check out these guys' videos and support them, and send your friends in that direction.
Yeah, I appreciate any help there, Hank. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's see here. I don't know if folks have any questions, just let me know and I'll try to get some questions up here. We're talking about optics right now. Since we're in the subject of optics, what kind of spotting scopes do you guys use, or do you? Fitty, I don't know if you're out there on your own.
I'm out there on my own with only one arm, so I'm just using my scope to see where I'm hitting.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when I shoot long range, I'm with X-Ring, so he uses a Leupold. I think it's a Leupold.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's important too, right? The spotting scope.
It definitely can be for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have a spotting scope, or you haven't?
I have a cheap one that I bought at Big Five like 10 years ago, and it's okay, but it's not as good as what we have available, I should say.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it doesn't come out much, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always... I saw Lucid Optics had a really nice spotting scope that I was checking out at SHOT Show.
Yeah, X-Ring commented it was the Leupold Mark IV.
Oh, the Mark IV? Okay, there you go.
He does not mess around. The gentleman has top-of-the-line stuff.
Yeah.
And he needs it for what he does,
So how did you wind up becoming friends with this guy? I don't know if you were saying that in the beginning, and I already forgot.
Yeah, I met him 3 and a half, 4 years ago at a shooting range. Actually, we were shooting some IDPA local matches, and he was actually working in there just for a little extra cash or whatever. And we became friends and been shooting ever since. And it's been fun. I actually talked him into getting on YouTube because he used to be all like, why are you recording all this stuff? And I'm like, I got a YouTube channel. And he's like, what? YouTube, blah blah blah. And then now he's a big I call him a big famous star. But
right. So I hope you get a percentage out of his channel.
I know.
If
you
not,
know what? All of the knowledge that I have when it comes to long range and 3-gun, I owe the man that. So that's what it is.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I enjoyed our conversation. I've been checking out some of the stuff you guys have been doing. I see people giving 50 kudos as well on the videos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, somebody asked, why are scopes so expensive? In the end, they shouldn't be. But they are. Yeah, when it comes to scopes, like, you get what you pay for. And, like, when I was a young dude, way back in the day, and I was just getting into guns and buying my first AR and stuff like that. I would see scopes. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna pay that much money for a scope. Oh wait, here's a deal, like $100 scope that 8 to 32 times magnification. I thought it was awesome. So, but it's not clear. The turrets aren't crisp. I mean, the gearing inside of the scope is what you're paying for a lot of the time, and the fact that to get the gearing in that little ball of the center, to get those nice crisp adjustments, those clicks on your turrets. I mean,
yeah,
I got a scope from Hilux Optics, and it looks really nice. Here, let me get it.
So here's a 20 to 60 power that I purchased at Big 5 many years back. Now, is it better than nothing? Yes, it is. But is there a ton of stuff that's better? Yes, of course. But I paid, gosh, I don't remember exactly. It's probably like $169 though. So it was within my budget at the time, and then of course I painted it up because I like painting everything. But
yeah, now it's at least $175.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Came with the stand, a little mini tripod in the case, but it works.
Yeah.
It's definitely as good as the Mark.
This is the Hilux that I got. I forget which NRA show, but I talked with them. They sent this out for me to test out, and it looks really nice. It doesn't have the weight of the Vortex Razor, so you're like, it's not as well made. The turrets, the clicks. It's kind of like embarrassing because they have locking turrets, but you really can't even feel the click. You can kind of hear it, but you can't feel the click, and that's not that good. So,
yeah, and that's do you remember what the price was on that at all?
I think it was around $400 or $500, brand new.
Okay, a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. Someone here called for everyone from North Carolina. Oh, Razor JB. He says if you're from North Carolina, type NC in chat. Let's see the numbers. So of course, X-Ray, North Carolina, Combat Gaming, North Carolina, Razor JB, of course, North Carolina. Night Train says I lived in North Carolina for 3 years. Does that count? Lots of North Carolina folks out there. If anyone else throws it up, so the North Kakalaka in the house. I'm trying to think. How far are you from there? Shouldn't be.
Me?
Yeah.
From North Carolina?
Yeah.
Not that far. I think my sister-in-law, she lives just over the border in North Carolina. And we went there. We drove there, visited for a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of gun people in the Carolinas, not just North Carolina. North Carolina, South Carolina, lots of gun folks out there. I mean, on YouTube as well, right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing lots of people there. That's almost like the hub or something like that. I'm thinking about what's the place that has the most gun people. Is it Tennessee?
There used to be a lot more. I think Tennessee Outdoors 9, he started making videos again. But then there's Hickok. 45.
Yeah, Hickok is in Tennessee, right?
Yeah, he's not that far from me.
Oh, okay.
There's me. There's Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
The 182nd Ideas.
Yeah.
He's in East Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's all I can think of right now.
Steel Punisher 69 says he's from Florida. I'm in Florida. I'm gonna claim Florida as my territory. Hank Strange rules all of Florida. I have declared it. I call dibs. No one can.
So
are you the infamous Florida man?
Sometimes.
Oh, you're the guy we hear about on the news.
Yeah, sometimes. Not the worst ones. Not the worst.
Yeah.
I am not the worst one out there. So, Rondell Stewart says he's in East Kentucky. Yeah, listen, I would like to see more YouTubers like working together. I think it's cool that you encouraged X-Ring to get in and you guys are doing stuff. I'd like to see it,
There's a group of us that meet up every year.
Mm-hmm.
In the gun community, right? We say the gun community, but there's a lot of like, I wouldn't call it cliques. I would call it like little pods, right? And
Cultures.
Mm-hmm.
well, it's called kind of the same, but like, some people have never seen or heard of me, right? And we have this group, and like, there's a ton of us that actually do a lot of videos, and it's just weird. It depends on what little pod you're in. Yeah, but we go every year to Pop's Quest. He has a large property, and there's probably like 25 of us that get together and have a ton of fun, different shooting competition kind of stuff, and just having fun, and then sitting by the fire and BSing at night, and it's a good time.
Yeah, is that also in North Carolina?
That's actually in South Carolina, but there's people. We got people all the way up from Michigan and New York that drive all the way down.
Okay.
Like the Crazy Scotsman and Bald and Curious, and I don't know if you've ever even heard of these guys.
I've heard of the Crazy Scotsman. Bald and Curious? No.
No. Okay.
I like the name though.
And all these guys come down, and actually, let's see, make sure there's no pistols or anything over there. You can see these. I think you can.
There could be guns. You just can't touch them.
Yeah. No, there's no guns over here. They're all on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, those are the signs, and everybody signs them and has fun, and we have a good weekend. So
okay,
it's a good time.
Yeah,
a lot of cool different stuff. So
the big thing that I know of that a lot of YouTubers or social media people go to would be the IV8888 event.
Dun, dun, dun.
Range day. Yep, there you go.
Yeah,
I missed the last two, I think.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't able to go.
Yeah, I can't always go either based on different things that I have scheduled going on. But that's the big one that a lot of people go to. Harry's Holster says you need to get Bald and Curious on the show. Okay.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah. Listen, if either one of you have info for Lola, just exchange info. Lola does all the scheduling. I'm always happy to have people come on the show because other than getting together and doing those events, the whole reason that I started doing this is so that we can all get together, talk, and actually like build up a library that people can go to whenever they want to and see what, Isyour6covered thinks about something, what Fitty percent thinks about something, what X-Ring, what this person or that person thinks about things that are going on, and get a little bit more than you get from watching the videos, because I think the videos are all fun and cool, but when people actually get to like hear you guys talk to each other for 2 hours, I think they get a little bit more depth on who you are. Yeah,
for sure. And the big thing is, and it's always been fun. I remember subscribing to your channel, and you're pretty darn new. I'm like, who is this guy, man? He's coming in like a bull in a china shop, just the man, right?
Okay, and,
who's this guy,
I'm just very presumptuous. That's been said.
And it was cool to see your channel. Your channel's grown, probably over 90,000 subscribers since I subscribed to you back in the day.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I think I've been doing this for like 7 years. So you said you've been doing this about 7 years also, right?
Yeah. I just. It's hard to get. I remember the first 100 subscribers.
That's always the worst.
The toughest, but I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a little stagnant. So it's nice to reach out and get some more different communities or pods or whatever you want to call them.
Right. So Fitty, I think you've been doing that longer. You've been doing this longer than us.
Since 2011. Yeah, I started after I retired because of my arm out of the Army. I had nothing to do. My wife's like, you need to get a hobby.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine, he's like, hey, he found out I was a gun guy, but I thought that, after losing my arm, I was like, I can't do the stuff that I wanted to do before. And he's like, well, why don't we go shooting this weekend and just see? And I went out with them, and I found out that I could still shoot, still have fun, and I just took my camera just for shits and giggles, and I recorded some of our range time, and I put it together in a video using Windows Movie Maker, and a lot of my friends thought it was good. They said, "Yeah, you should put it on YouTube." So I started putting putting the stuff on YouTube, then they opened up the partner program, and I qualified for it. So yeah. But I mean, if you look at my subscriber count, you'd be like, "What? You started back then, and you only have what, over 20,000 now? I should have like a lot more subscribers." But
you should. You'll have one more later after this.
Yeah. Well, and it depends on a whole bunch of.
I'm still trying to get to 6.
Oh.
maybe Hank and Fitty can,
Yeah. Well, so anyone watching this, go on over, subscribe to these guys. Look, it's tough. You've seen it. You've seen it from 2011 when you started doing it, and then Rick, you've seen it in the last 7 years that you've been doing it. It's changed a lot. And first of all, YouTube goes through and deletes a bunch of people that are subscribed to you from time to time. So for me, going from 0 to 92,000 subscribers, I think that I have now, I have probably lost something like 30 or 40,000 subscribers over that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's a constant churn going on of people unsubscribing. Sometimes people hate me, they unsubscribe or whatever. Or, YouTube deletes people. There's a whole bunch of different things going on. So you have to constantly be working on that. And then lately they've made it a lot more difficult to do this in terms of the algorithm.
Because they're not showing any of our videos.
Yeah. A lot of videos are suppressed. When I put up videos, they automatically demonetize it. Then we have to fight with them. Half of them, they say, no, this video's demonetized. Some of them, they do turn on monetization, but by the time they do that, it's not really going anywhere. And then they've got us like under a shadow ban. This is just all kinds of craziness compared to a while ago. And I kind of feel like it's very difficult to do this, but there's still ways that you can do it and that you could grow. So.
Yeah, I think I found a good like kind of workaround their little rules is with all the graphics and the animations that I use in my videos. Like the.
Sorry, that's a motorcycle going past. I moved to the other side of the building.
That was perfect timing. I'm on the motorcycle button.
Yeah.
So I photograph all my guns and all the individual parts of the builds or whatever, and I use animations, and I'm not as actually physically touching them and all that stuff. So I think it's a workaround. That's the reason why a lot of my newer videos have still remained monetized, but then again, they got you kind of like on a shadow ban. So only people that are subscribed and then want to be notified of your videos ever actually end up seeing them. I remember when I first uploaded my optics video, I thought it was, my best video to date. And the first like 3 days, I only got like 500 views. I was like, what? That's kind of crazy. But
it is really tough right now. What do you got? Because I talk about this a lot here on the show, but instead of me just regurgitating things I've already said to different people, what do you guys think is happening? What can be done? Do you think it's hopeless? Where are you guys at on the way everything is for content creators like us right now?
It's hard.
Yeah, I think especially, if you're trying to say you're at the point where you're trying to go from, I'm not even close to this, but if you're trying to go from, say, working some job, a normal job, and then trying to use YouTube to suffice, pay the bills or whatever, but you're trying to transition over. Those that did transition over, when all of a sudden they kind of stepped 3 steps backwards when they really hammered everybody, that really probably hurt a lot of YouTubers that had just committed to like making YouTube their only income. There's a lot of us that have fun doing it, and it's always nice to make a little money to get, pay for ammo and stuff like that. But
yeah. I was just starting to make enough money to pay for ammo for a range trip from YouTube videos. And then the whole adpocalypse happened and that went away.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Are either one of you guys on Patreon? Do you have any?
I am on Patreon. I post my videos on Patreon and also the Freedom 350 podcast that I started that also got kind of axed. I want to probably bring that channel back and post my videos on my Patreon as well. But yeah, I do have Patreon.
Yeah.
I am.
Go ahead.
I am not on Patreon. it's kind of, I don't know if I feel like,
Is it a matter of pride? Is there a pride thing about saying to
I
people?
think some of it is that. I think there's people that probably want to give you, I'll do a live chat and someone will throw a couple bucks in or something, and I almost feel bad about that. It's only a few bucks and it probably didn't hurt them at all, in their pocketbook or anything. But at the end of the day, sure, that's awesome and that's nice, but I don't know. I don't feel like I'm a big enough channel to really, like, if I was doing stuff more educational and it was on Patreon, but it was only videos, where you're really learning something and it's only for the Patreon kind of people that really want to learn whatever, the topic is. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it per se. It's just, I don't feel comfortable, I guess. I'm not there. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm not, I don't know what the right word would be, but right now I don't feel like I should or can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really promote my Patreon like a lot of other bigger channels do, but it's there if people want to use it.
Yeah. So, you know what I think? First of all, I think that there's nothing wrong with you guys being able to get some of the money that you have to spend in order to do this, right? In order to do this, it takes equipment, time. You've got to go out to a range somewhere. Yeah, you've got to have tools. You got to buy guns. You have to get ammo. You have to make the video. You have to actually shoot it, get it in the can, so to speak. Then that has to be edited. Which is another time exhausting kind of thing. Then you have to upload that, and then you have to promote it now. So you have to be you have to be on different social medias and promote it. So I think that there's nothing wrong with folks out there supporting you and helping you. There's lots of other things in other spaces. So like, I'm a watch guy. I like watch stuff. I like car stuff. If we look at those guys on YouTube or even on social media in general, they get a lot of attention. They're not suppressed or pushed down because whatever channels or platforms they're on, they know that people are coming in to look at this car stuff, and there's advertising and all kinds of cool things that reward those guys for what they're doing. I appreciate them bringing all this info to me, right? Like, I'm into the new C8 and I want to see all the stuff coming out. I appreciate that. Those guys, it's like a two-way street for them. They get all the work that they're doing, they get something out of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with folks like yourself bringing a different perspective when it comes to the gun thing. It's too bad that it's just become there was a time where we were kind of on a level playing field, and if people wanted to see gun content, then you got some advertising came in your direction and things are easier, and a lot of that's gone away. And it's too bad because we're probably going to miss out when guys like yourself just go, you know what, screw it, I'm going to go over here and do this or that.
Yeah, I think a lot of the audience that were into the gun channels, like back when it was still semi-profitable, but before the adpocalypse, a lot of people that were used to seeing and getting the videos for free on YouTube, and then YouTube cut all the funding, all the ad revenue for a lot of the channels. So you started seeing a lot of channels going to Patreon or doing this or that or selling merchandise and stuff, and people started like kind of having a negative view of that, like
a reaction to it.
Yeah, and it for a lot of people, they don't realize that it was kind of weird for a lot of us too to be like, oh man, now I gotta
you have to ask for someone money. Yeah.
And for companies, when you ask, hey, you want me to do a review or do a video on this or that, they go, sure. They're getting such a deal because I mean, for a professional video, it's like $1,000 a minute for production and post-production. And some videos last quite a few minutes, past 5. And all the that company's doing is just foregoing that one product to that one YouTuber, so
which
they're getting a big deal.
Which doesn't have a high amount of value. So Razor JB gave us $10 here. He says, "Shut up, Rick. Take the money and say thanks. You guys aren't begging like other channels. Good job, Hank and Lola, for bringing in all these people."
Hey, Razor JB, just so you guys may or may not know this individual. I don't know him personally. I've never met him in person, only through communication via different comments. And
he's always supported my channel. I've never met him either.
This guy is a super knowledgeable gentleman as well. I mean, you can tell by his professionalism when he's like trying to assist you, like with an answer of something or whatever. Good example. So I'm in the process of doing some. Well, I guess I got to tell you the story before. So I did my first DMM match, which is a designated marksman match, right? So a man, the myth, X-Ring and I and a buddy of ours, Pierce, went out there, and it was the first time I had done it. And every time I go to the range, I'm shooting a 223 or something, I never wear a sling, ever. I don't ever wear a sling. Well, in the designated marksman match, you have to have a sling. Well, I look like I was it was a cluster. I never want to go back to that video, but this thing kicked my ass. I was lucky enough. Ray had an extra one, so I used it. It was a VTAC, worked really great. But in my process of wanting to figure out slings, I had bought this one, I bought another one, and Razor JB. You can tell he just has vast knowledge in all sorts of this stuff. He's like, yeah, that one works pretty good, but it'll rub on your neck like a cheese grater. There's these 3 that you should try out or look at, and I'm just like, damn, this guy knows a lot. So thanks, Razor JB, for all your commenting over the years. You've been awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. He is a good guy. Here's another super chat from Brian Quick. He gave us $5 here. He says, what's everyone's favorite DeBarge song? Oh, El DeBarge. Oh, my God. Wait, I gotta think.
Who is Johnny or what? Rhythm of the Night?
DeBarge. What is the name? There's one.
It's
I think it's got. Is it Rhythm of the Night?
Yeah, poor man's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
DeBarge.
Yeah, Rhythm of the Night. I'm gonna say Rhythm of the Night. Do you know DeBarge at all, Rick?
No, but you said the song name, and I have heard that song, but I don't really know.
That's a summertime anthem for me. I grew up in the '80s. I was a teenager in the '80s.
Now, when did you graduate? I graduated '89.
I graduated '88.
88, okay. Yeah, you're an old man then.
Yeah, 88. Far Rockaway High School in Far Rockaway, New York, which doesn't even exist anymore.
I was born in.
Yeah, so, But I was young when I graduated, so. So thanks for that. Listen, here's the thing. We were talking about, I think that when everything switched over, like Derek was saying, and a lot of people, there's folks who went out there. There were people who were already doing Patreon and had other things going on. And before I even get into that, I think there's alternatives here, right? There's folks that sell merchandise. There's people that do affiliate stuff. There's people that just self-fund all of this and maybe have another job and they just enjoy doing this kind of thing. There's people that have Patreon. There's folks that have, I think, a combination of all of those things. I would probably put myself in the combination category because we've got Patreon, but we don't super push that to anyone, but we appreciate all the folks that do it. We do some affiliate stuff. We're really new to that, and we're trying to figure all of that out. We have some folks out there that sponsor us and everything to keep all of this going. And of course, when all of this happens, I think the big thing that happened to a lot of creators, because I saw that happening, is that they had this guilt complex about saying to folks, hey, support me. And then yep. I think at the same time also, maybe, I don't know if it's true or not, you guys could tell me, it's almost like there's only so much support that folks can give out there. So I think there's some content creators that feel like, maybe the bigger guys get all the support, or maybe, how do you feel about that? What's your feelings on that?
Yeah, I feel the bigger channels do get a lot more support. Mm-hmm. They have a bigger audience, obviously. Mm-hmm. Recently, I was able to kind of get on board with Iraq Veteran 8888 and their mm-hmm. Ballistic Ink T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of graphic design and designing a lot of mm-hmm. T-shirts for sale for that, and it's brought in enough money to buy ammo for the range trip and stuff, so that's nice.
And I like that theory behind that, and the reason why I like that theory of having hats and shirts kind of stuff is because if you have a subscriber that enjoys your content, right?
Yeah.
and that person may want to wear a shirt because it's got a cool design logo or whatever. It's they're getting something in return. It's you know what I mean. It's it's a team thing. It's not a, and I don't have a problem with them just giving you like $10, like like Razor JB did kind of deal. But like if you buy something, it's going to help me, but you also are receiving something. It always felt better.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like I don't know if am I sharing my screen right now?
No.
No?
You probably would have to do it through Skype if you want to
Yeah,
scare.
I am.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm seeing your face.
yeah, I see your face.
Do you want to show the ballistic ink? I was going to pull that up here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the / Fitty_actual.
Yeah, I'll pull that up here in 1 second. Let me get to Harry's Holster says the Patreon thing is all about the about how the content creator goes about it. Ian from Forgotten Weapons is a good example of that. It's a true indicator of the value your audience perceives you provide. So there you go. And let me just get this other comment up here from The Range. He says, maybe I'm way out of line for saying this, but I refuse to support huge channels like Mac, IV, 8888, Demo Ranch, and Hickok. I really watch them. That's just my honest opinion. I think, I don't think there's anything wrong with you having that feeling, but I would not encourage people to not support those guys. I think Military Arms Channel, the IV 8888 guys, Hickok, all these guys are bringing very valuable content to you.
Yes.
And I think you should support them. And you might not know this, they do support other content creators. I can tell you.
Yeah.
The IV guys definitely do that. So does Mac and other folks out there. So.
Yeah, I'm proof they help out.
Yeah.
IV
go ahead.
You guys, extremely awesome. I did have a chance to go there this last range day, and they are down to earth, just cool people. Like, you think of some of these guys, they get really big and they're like, oh, I don't want to talk to you kind of thing. These guys are like, hey, what's up? And we had a good time. And Chad actually, he did an intro video for one of my videos. He just said, welcome back to Isyour6covered, and then shot an automatic AK. I think it was an AK. But they're so really cool people. But the funny thing is it seems like big channels, they're busy.
Is it 50%? I'm sorry. Is it Ballistic Ink / 50%?
No, it's ballisticink.com. You can just go to that, and then you can hover over the the Patriot Partners, and then you'll see my 50% logo in gray or gray and white.
Right. Sorry, I'm pulling it up while you're talking. Sorry, Rick. Go ahead.
That's all right. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see all the work that goes. And I only saw some of it, I'm sure, but all the work that's involved. I mean, Eric was out there making sure the tents and all the shade covers were working. So it's, he's not thinking he's some fancy guy. He's out there making it happen. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So here, I'm scrolling through your page right now, which I was looking at this earlier on Ballistic Ink. And you do have some a ton of cool designs and things like that in there. So I would suggest you guys go over there if you want to support Fitty. By the way,
I just came out with the it's called like 50 states of Second Amendment, and it's pretty much any state, all the states that have official state firearms. I've done a design in like the Army OCP camel pattern with the state of the name, or the name of the state, and like woven in between the letters of the state's name is the firearm of that state. And the states that don't have official guns are like, I've just chosen ones that I think kind of fit the culture of that state, I guess.
Oh, okay. Is this what the Hawaiian shirt, like the yellow?
No.
Oh, okay. So where would I find that?
It's there. It's just below the I guess they're selling G-Shock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just below the G-Shocks. Okay.
Yeah, they must have just added those.
Oh, so the Uzi girl, Hawaiian, palm tree.
Yeah, those are on everyone's page.
Oh, that is okay.
Yeah, along with these watches. But right above the Hawaiian girl shirt is the and to the left is the,
Oh, I see
the
it.
gun
States
show.
of 2A strong. Okay. I see
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And you can go to that one, and you can there's a drop down list that show, and you can choose your state, and then you can choose
I see
the
the
shirt
Florida one
size and
right
color.
there. Yeah.
What's California got for a gun? Is it like a squirt gun or something?
I haven't done all 50
Yeah,
states yet, and
let me
that's
throw
where
that
like
up there for anyone who wants to see it. So this is what it looks like. I've got the Florida one up right now.
Hank,
let's
I don't know of many channels, and you can definitely tell me if I'm wrong, but it's nice to see you. I consider you a larger channel, being able to, you take smaller channels and bring them in to something like this, which is really cool. The reason why I'm saying that is because I don't really see that in the large. I don't see Mac doing that, or well, pretty much anybody else, especially the larger ones.
I think thank you, first of all. I appreciate that. I think they do. I think guys do things, but everyone does what they can do. So like I'm doing this because this is something that I'm able to do. So like for example, when it comes to Mac, I remember when I started doing this, he did a lot to help me out. Like we were saying before, Ballistic Inc. is actually, there's, the IV88 guys are involved in this. And I'm actually in the process right now of signing up for this. And I think, different people do different things. It's probably tougher for the bigger guys to do this stuff, right? Because that's who everyone wants to go to. And if you're like Hickok, let's just say Hickok, for example, and I know him in terms of like if he sees me, he remembers the guy with the mohawk. But I mean, we're not like best buddies or anything like that, but he's cool. I'm cool with Big John and all that. But I think when you're talking to like the guys on top, it's a little tough, right? Because probably everyone wants them to help them. And I think they do help people. Sometimes that has a lot to do with the region that they're in, because it's easier to help the guys from your region and stuff like that. Ultimately, though, we actually all have to help each other. This is the thing that I think is really, really important. I think that everyone has something to offer. Like, as long as I've known Fitty, he's always had a grasp of doing graphics and all the stuff that he's talking about here. And I think that he would be like a great resource for folks out there.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of times, like if I see like a channel that just comes out, like a young channel, I think the last one I reached out to was Country Mash, and I saw his first couple of videos. I was like, oh, this kid, he's got some potential. He he knows how to use the camera right, and the stuff. So I started giving him some advice, and he took it, and now he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be political about this thing. I could tell you, I know that not everyone that I've tried to help is appreciative of it. So there's all these things that go on, like we start out sometimes being able to deal with each other. We wind up not being able to deal with each other. All kinds of crazy things happen. And perhaps we all need to really just do more to help each other out. That's really like the true answer in that.
What's crazy, like Fitty said, right? So what'd you say? You're around 20,000 subscribers, right? So there's this guy who's he's not even to 100 yet, and 100's the hardest to get for sure. And I don't know what he was at when you found the channel, Fitty, but a 20,000 subscriber, he does a shout out, right? That is a huge impact. He could get at least 1,000 subscribers overnight, and it's like you guys have in one aspect, you guys have the power to get. Like say Hank did it on Hank Strange thing, did a shout out for Isyour6covered. You don't even know how beneficial that is, or maybe you do because a larger channel did it for you. But like that's phenomenal. That's like the biggest prize you could ever win in YouTube is just getting people to your content, whether they actually subscribe or not, whatever the case is. But just to get say Hank has, I think, 92,000. Even if you got 40,000 people to show up to one of your videos, I mean that's what is huge in the gun community. And I'm not saying because it'd be a pain in the ass to do it for everybody and all this kind of stuff, but I think there's a lot of power in that you guys don't understand when people are trying to.
But see, the thing is, like with my videos, if I was to like give a shout out, it's not going to reach all 20,000 or 20,000 plus subscribers I have. Like my last video, I left it out for like 2 or 3 days. It only got 500 views. That's it. So only
Yeah.
5, I mean, that would be an extra 500, subscribers
Yeah.
maybe possibly for that person. But
Or views. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
even look, even if it's 50 subscribers, you know what I mean?
It's
Even if it's
50, yeah.
5, yeah, even if it's, let's say it's 50 subscribers, but 5 of those dudes actually watch that thing, I think it makes a difference. This channel, for example, this channel that we're doing this live podcast on has about 7,000 subscribers. You
Yeah.
know, so it's not really that big. Sometimes I do take little snippets out of this 2-hour broadcast and put them up on Hank Strange. That's a matter of like, I physically just don't have the time to do all of it. I wish I had someone that I could like trust and cooperate with and say, okay, let's figure out a way to like get these snippets out there, and then if some income comes in from that, we'll share it or whatever. All of that is you have to be really careful doing that. Let's
yeah,
let's be honest. Let's be honest
Share
about
of
that.
anything needed. It's you're giving the person a shout out. They should be more than happy with that.
Yeah, but I think
I've gotten a shout out, but it wasn't really like a shout out. I guess it was just a thank you for the thing I did with John Patton, his first TGC panel at NRA meeting. But it's whatever. Like
Yeah.
we talk about trying to help out other YouTubers or whatever, and I thought that seeing as how me and him have worked together in the past, I helped him out, and he gave me a little shout out or whatever, that we were on kind of like good terms, and I thought he came out with a video that somebody else kind of did a review for him for his TGC, and I just messaged him and I was like giving him some constructive criticism. I wasn't trying to be a dick or anything, and he responded to me like I was being a dick. So I was like, whatever, dude.
Well, I think, yeah, that's, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I'm pretty sure that's kind of like the stuff that happens all the time. Not everyone appreciates working with each other or things like that. Ultimately, like I remember, my mom, my dad, they always taught me, if you're going to do something, the first reason you should do it, like you're going to help someone, do it to help them.
Yeah.
Right? Karma, it's not that person necessarily is going to help you back or pay you back from that, but do something good because the universe does it. And I agree with what you're saying. I think there's lots of things that I've done, and for the people like I did it directly for, I didn't get that payback from, but the universe itself. So like if we're talking about the gun world here, the gun community itself has like paid me back. So I think that's always the okay. Okay, I don't know if you want me to read what you're putting the message.
Go ahead.
But
Okay.
yeah, so Rick just put this message like, challenge Hank, can you double my subs with one shout out on Hank Strange channel? I don't know. There's no way of guaranteeing anything. I remember when I first met.
There's nothing about a guarantee.
Yeah.
I'm having fun, but it would be fun to see if you could instantly pay him.
Well, I remember when I first met Eric at like a SHOT Show or something. There was some kind of get together, a YouTubers get together at SHOT Show, and I was talking to him, and I think I had like 300 subscribers or something. And he was like, "Really? That's all you have?" And he gave me a shout out on his Facebook. This is back before they started doing all the crazy stuff to the algorithm on Facebook. So while we were at SHOT Show, I went, I don't know if I'm trying to remember exactly where I was, but I was under 1,000. And overnight I went over 1,000. But that didn't take
That's
me.
awesome.
Which it is awesome. I'll remember that they did something, they did something cool for me and everything, but it doesn't take you all the way, I think because you can point things out to people, but you can't. Like everyone buys a person, so I could say like when I invite people to come here on the show, I think everyone in the audience out there looks at it and they go, you know what, I like 50, I like him better than Hank, I like him better than Rick, or he's cool, I'm gonna look at his stuff, or maybe they go, you know what, I don't like that guy, or same thing with you, Rick, right? So I think the audience makes the choice. Yeah. What we could do is say, take a look at this guy, you might want to consider it. There's a bunch of things going on. Not only is the algorithm working against us, but right now we're just dealing with, it's funny, when I started doing this 7 years ago and people are like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, I'm a YouTuber. I jumped into this. This was my daytime job, my full-time thing. there was nothing. I was pouring money into it. I think Lola and I were spending like $30,000 a year buying guns, equipment, going to different shows and doing all this stuff, you know.
I remember. I'm going,
Yeah.
who is this guy?
Yeah.
It was perfect though, Hank. You came in like you not so much own the place, but like you were already a big YouTube star, but you just weren't there yet. You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's just my usual presumptuousness. I just have to tell you that.
I'm like, who is this guy?
All right, hey guys, I'm gonna have to head off here. I'm gonna go put my boys to sleep.
Oh,
They
okay.
gotta go to sleep at 7:30. So.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Thanks for
They got
joining
an
us.
extra hour of partying.
Yeah. It's all you.
Well,
Right?
I'm Central Time, so it's 7:21 right now.
Oh,
where I'm
okay.
at.
Oh,
Okay,
never
cool.
mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So do you
okay.
before you head out, do you want to tell the folks out there how they can support you, follow you, etc. before you get out of here?
Sure. Follow me on YouTube at 50%. That's FITTY with the percent sign. Subscribe. My Instagram is Fitty_actual. I got a Patreon account. I think it's just /Fitty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Oh yeah, you head over to Ballistic Ink and
Yes,
check out
that's what I was going to
some-
say. Don't forget that.
Yeah, some of my T-shirts that I've designed myself, and I think I've hooked it up that some T-shirts come underneath my videos now when they play. So hopefully that works.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for coming on, man. And I definitely invite everyone to check out all the different things that you have going on and support you out there.
Yeah. One more thing, like when we were talking about Patreon or whatever, like what would be awesome is if like just every subscriber that I have just gave $1, I'd be set. And I would make all the videos they want. I would just
right.
They would choke on the videos.
Oh, okay. All right. That's yeah.
It was nice
That's
meeting you.
yeah. All right. Cool. So listen, thanks for being on. We'll get you on again here for the folks that are wondering if we'll have Fitty back on. Of course we will. So in the meanwhile, you guys can follow him. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, nice
See you guys later.
All right.
See you.
Good night. Let's see here. All right. It's just me and you now. Just me and you and all the folks out there. Everyone out there right now, smash the thumbs ups. You know, hopefully you're enjoying this show. It's just me and Rick.
There's a lot of good people out there, by the way.
Yeah, there are. There are lots of good people out there. Lots of comments. I know I'm not getting to everyone's comments. Look, I don't know if you're satiated with this part of the conversation. I think we definitely need to do more to help each other, but you know, everyone has what they can do to help. I think that's the thing, and so we have to figure out how that works. Like your skills and X-Ring skills and my skills, or things that we all have to offer, may be different. But there's a way that we can find. Like you're offering me something. Same thing with Fitty by coming on the show. You know, you're helping me create this content and give it to people. And of course,
you're helping me get people that aren't in our circle, to see my channel and
absolutely.
So it's a 50-50 deal for sure.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. It's fun. I always love doing chats for sure.
Yeah. Razor JB says $10 says Rick goes live after this. You're liking going live, huh?
Trust me. Hey, I invited you the other day on X-Rings. We were doing some good chats, but you already had plans that night. So
yeah,
that would be get over and check out our circle as well. A lot of people are the same.
Yeah, I absolutely need to do that. The tough part a lot of times doing this is by the time we get off here, I've got to like wrap up everything, and then either there's someplace to go or we have to commute all the way back to the country because we don't live here. This is
okay. You got to drive in to get internet probably.
Yeah,
or something.
this is a space that we rent and pay for the internet and all those other things so that we could do the show. And then Lola comes here after work, so we're literally in 2 cars after this. Either sometimes we go places, most of the time we're just trying to get back home. I think I've got about a somewhere between 35-40 minute commute to get back to my house. Usually
Armament Axis wants me to tell you about the one wheel with X-Ring.
What is that?
I guess I owe him that. He got me on the show. So those it's like a skateboard, but it's got one wheel in it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so X-Ring had gotten one of those for his daughter, and we're like, all right, let's do some videos with this thing and have some fun, right? And that thing took off on me and sent me down the hill into a bunch of briar patches.
Oh.
So there you
I don't
go.
know if that device is for older gentlemen like ourselves.
No,
I really don't think so.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of.
I don't know if your hips are going to be able to take too many of those falls, my friend.
Take it away, Rick. Do your magic. Yeah. These guys see a lot of these. Actually, the last quite a few of these comments, they do hang out, and when actually after your chat, most likely, we sit there and have a lot of fun. Sometimes X-Ring's on there. Sometimes we're having fun with Bryson. But yeah, good times. We have a good chat group going for sure. It's cool.
Okay, very cool. Let me see. There's a couple things I want to do. I don't know if you've got some things. One thing, so with the whole Facebook thing, right? And Facebook, why did someone send me a picture of Mickey Free? Someone sent me a picture of Mickey Free here. I'll throw that in real quick. That's from my friend Edward. Okay, so one thing I wanted to tell everyone about here before I forget about it. So as of right now, we have not gotten back the Hank Strange fan page. So I did start another Facebook fan page. I'm not really sure if Facebook is going to give us that page back. So I'm going to throw this up here on the screen. It's called hankstrange.com, all spelled out. And the H in the Hank is capitalized, so and everything else is lowercase. So that's the new or the backup Facebook page if you guys want to go to it. We've got like 78 likes. So if you guys can go in there and just follow that and give it a like if you're on Facebook, if you have a Facebook thing going on. And that's where we post stuff like sharing that we're doing this show and the videos and things like that have gone up. Go ahead. Sorry, Rick.
My question was, do you think that is a huge impact to help your channel as a YouTube channel? Like I have Instagram, but I don't know if I'm utilizing it in the right format or what the hell it's really for. But like Facebook, I have a Facebook one, but I don't ever mess with it. But I don't see that as like, do you see that as people using that to come to your YouTube channel, or like, if it help in certain ways, or?
Yeah. So, okay. So my overall philosophy of all of this, to be honest with you, I think we need to start with, none of this stuff do we own. So I don't own this YouTube channel, my main channel, or any of the social media platforms that I'm on. I don't own those people. So if I've got 92,000 subscribers on YouTube and YouTube deplatforms me, there's 92,000 people I cannot speak to. Or on the Facebook, the fan page that we had was about 16,000, 17,000 people following us. So those are people I can't speak to anymore. Instagram is another number. All these things are numbers. So to me, all these things are tools, right? Yeah. And they all work a little differently. Facebook owns itself and Instagram. And on Instagram, typically I could put a link there in my about or profile or whatever that can go to my YouTube channel or hankstrange.com, let's say. But typically when you make a post, you can't really put a link in there. Maybe if you do a story, you can. If you're a certain size on there, you could do a story, and if people swipe up, it'll take them to something. So it has its uses for that. But Twitter, Facebook, all those places, you can make a post, put a link, people can click through that. So every night when I'm doing this show, that's what I do. I use those things and say to folks, hey, we're doing this if you want to catch it. And there might be someone on Twitter or Facebook or whatever that's like, oh, okay, the show's coming on. They click through that link or they watch it through Facebook while it's live up there. So all those things are tools. And the reason why I think they're important is because there's so many people putting content on YouTube. So if you're trying to grow on YouTube and you're already handicapped because they're suppressing the kind of content you're making, you need to do something to get your video to escape the gravity of that algorithm, I think is the best way for me to describe it. So if you put up a video, that algorithm is looking at it and it doesn't go, oh, we're suppressing this guy, so if he only gets 500 views, that's fine. If it sees that, it goes, oh, okay, this guy got 500 views, this guy got 5,000 or 20,000. It's going to show the person with the more views to the audience. It's going to suggest them to people coming in. So you've got to do that extra legwork now of trying to get folks to realize that you have a video up. So even though I have 92,000 followers on my main Hank Strange page, we put up a video yesterday. I think it turned on.
Glock 44?
Yeah, on the Glock 44. That's maybe 1,000 views right now. I have 92,000 people following me. So what happens is if you don't ring the bell, you're not going to be notified as soon as I put it up. So if that's maybe 2,000 people, that's who's going to see it. And then all those other people are going to see it weeks later. So that's why we're saying ring the bell.
Stops it happening right away, basically.
Yeah, the algorithm is basically controlling all of that and serving it to an audience. By the way, if you've got 5,000 people following you on YouTube, you probably really have about 10,000 or 15,000 people following you on YouTube. It's just 5,000 of them are subscribed. The others just look at your content regularly. So if they keep looking at your content regularly, that algorithm knows, oh, they look at this stuff. And that's what it's doing.
Look at the analytics. I think I'm right at 97 unsubscribed when it comes to most views. You know what I mean? There's 97% are unsubscribed that watch.
Yeah, so you have more what I call ghost subscribers than actual subscribers, and that's just the way that it's working. It's not really the algorithm so much as it is there's so many people putting up content that you have to do something to what is it 45 Auto says something about diversifying the portfolio. I'm not sure if he's talking about this, but you have to do
Instagram and all that.
Yeah, I think it's a megaphone that you can use to promote that you put up this video. Let's look at it this way. Will Smith was basically becoming a B-list actor, right? But what did he start doing? He created a YouTube, Instagram. He started making videos. People love Will Smith. That he's got an easygoing attitude and everything. He brought back his entire career, right? Because he has these. When he was doing, let's say, Bad Boys 3, he has a way to let everyone know, hey, I'm doing this movie. You might want to go see this, and you're able to use that as an engine to let the people who like you, who know about you, follow the stuff that you're doing, because YouTube is not going to do that for you.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
and
remember this, like one of the things I'm trying to tell folks out there is that, like I said in the beginning, you don't own any of this stuff. So it doesn't matter. Like some people get carried away, like, oh, you know what? I've got 1 million subscribers. Okay, that's awesome. That's all great up until YouTube says, no, you don't.
Yeah, instantly. Boom.
Yeah, so this is why, like lately, I've kind of like put this on the back burner, but lately I'm doing it a lot more and I'm focusing a lot more on that. My .com is where I'm really trying to point everyone to, because that I own my .com. I could put up all the different things. If I'm on Gunstreamer or on this place or that place, I could put it up there. But also my email list I actually own. So if folks go there and subscribe to my email list, I can actually communicate with them. If you follow me on YouTube and they delete my channel, I cannot communicate with you. I don't have access to any of those things to say to you, hey, they deleted my channel, find me over here.
Well, that's what makes sense. And like, so Full 30, right? Mm-hmm. It was a platform designed that is two-way pro and kind of deal. And, we'll put all these videos on there. Mm-hmm. I was never big enough to ever get on it or whatever, mm-hmm. but I don't think any of those guys, I think you're on there too, but no one's getting the views that they would have like YouTube. There's just no other platform that's as powerful.
No, and I don't think there ever will be, because it's the ocean, right? YouTube is the ocean. Like the way that it works on YouTube is that human beings have all kinds of interests. So you might not know right now that you're into guns. You might start looking at YouTube and you're just looking at YouTube for the Tesla. You want to find out about Tesla. You're planning on buying one. Somewhere down the line, maybe someone mugs you. Your next door neighbor gets broken into. Something happens. And you're like, you know what? Maybe I need to defend myself. Or you hear people talking on the news about getting rid of the Second Amendment or gun control. And you look into it. And you're like, oh, wait a second. I have the right to defend myself. Then you start looking that up on YouTube, and the next thing you know, that leads to you, right, getting into guns and like, oh, maybe I'll get my first gun, and you look at some videos. So that's why the whole big ocean thing is better than the smaller pools of, let's say, going to Full 30 or going to Gunstreamer.
Yeah.
The problem with Full 30, for example, is I don't really know. To me, almost, I feel like Full 30 is like a zombie out there, to be honest with you. So we still do put some things up there. We have videos up there. I don't really know what's going on with it. I know that there was a point where Mac was one of the owners. I don't believe that anymore. I believe that Full 30's undergone a change of ownership. And I don't know what the plans are that they have for it, but I think they're keeping it going. Maybe they're planning on building out something amazing there. I don't know. Maybe they're planning on selling. I have no idea, but I know that I can't communicate with anyone over there. Okay?
Got it.
So that's scary for me. Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember watching Nuttin' Fancy years back,
Mm-hmm.
and the way he talked, and he was talking about all his hard drives, how he keeps
Mm-hmm.
all his videos. So, he basically, now, do you do that as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because like once my phone gets full or once this gets full, I'm like, it's gone.
Oh.
I'll delete.
Don't do that. Yeah.
I'm not. So it's like, but I was wondering how you guys do it, because I know he kept everything on a hard drive. Whether he's doing it now or not, I'm not sure. But
yeah, I
but
have
is
boxes and boxes of hard drives. I don't delete anything. So in terms of footage that I shoot for this stuff, there's tons of videos I shoot that don't ever actually become videos for one reason or another. I just get busy. We shoot videos all the time. I don't have time to edit stuff. Just different things happen. But hard drives are actually cheap, and they get cheaper all the time.
Yeah.
So I just buy those hard drives, store that stuff on there, unplug them, keep them somewhere safe or whatever, and everything is backed up separately. So I've got the raw files that we shot, and then I've got backups of all the videos. And then my videos are also on other platforms. Like I'm on Gunstreamer. I don't know if you guys are.
No, I tried one for a while, and then they stopped. All of a sudden, it was done.
What do you mean?
I'm like,
which one?
I can't remember which one it was.
Okay.
It was right when everything was going on, when YouTube was really hitting us hard, right? And we're like, oh, we need to back up our stuff, so we'll put it on this. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember what I was putting them on. I did for a while, and then all of a sudden, it was just like no one was ever there, and then all of a sudden, I think it just disappeared.
So I would suggest, other than backing all your stuff up to a hard drive, which is always a good thing to do, I would suggest you go to Gunstreamer. You can literally go over there, sign up, and there's a slider that you could click, and every time you post on YouTube, they'll pull your videos and put it over there. And they'll probably pull your whole library and put it over there. The problem is this: it's very expensive for them to just be server farms for all of us.
Yeah.
So we all have to find a way. The difference between them and Full 30 is we can talk to them, but it's not a big company. Gunstreamers, a few guys over there, they're working really hard to do this stuff, and they're trying to get the industry to get behind them. I think if we can get the firearms industry to get behind a platform that has all your stuff can be pulled over automatically. They have an iPhone, Android app. They have something like Patreon built in. If we can get the industry behind them doing advertising and maybe somehow figuring out a way to help fund these guys, then we have an alternative. It's not to say that we want to leave YouTube or Facebook or anywhere, but we have our own ecosystem that we could all go to, and we can do something without the pressures of these owners of Facebook, etc., because there's nothing illegal about what we're doing as gun guys. It's literally something protected by the Second Amendment, but there's companies out there to just go, okay, on Facebook, people can sell their cars, but you can't sell your gun.
Yeah.
So I think we need to do that before we get smacked upside the head. Huh?
It's very biased. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So I think that I wish it worked perfectly and we could all just be on YouTube and things work great, but we're never going to see that ever again. This is getting worse from here.
And what did you call that company?
It's Gunstreamer. Yeah. So, like, X-Ring is asking me, can you migrate your old videos to Gunstreamer from YouTube? Yes. When you go there, you tell them, pull all my stuff over. They pull it over. It's on their servers. But what we all need to do, like you were talking about, I think that's how we got into this conversation, which was a really good point. We all need to get together and figure out how to do this and help them grow. I don't have any kind of financial interest in them. My only interest is I really love the Second Amendment. And I could easily stop doing what I'm doing right now and make car videos and other videos, and I would do perfectly fine, right? YouTube has even suggested that to me. That's not what I want to do. My passion is there, but my passion for freedom is what's driving me more at this stage in my life. But we all need to figure out how to get together and make this thing work. Like, how can we make it work for them, for us, for the industry?
Yeah, I have a vehicle. It's a Toyota 4Runner channel. It's small. It's called Isyour6 Cruising, right? With
Sweet.
the C.
Badass. Okay.
And a Z, Cruising. But you can see that a lot of people love that stuff. And it's not, whatever you want to consider, say America or the world, only 1% of those people, 90% of them drive cars, but only 1% shoot, per se. I don't know what the official numbers are, but there's a lot more evolving when it comes to vehicle stuff. So if you wanted to make that happen, it would be definitely easier than the gun channels.
It would be easier. So like when I started doing this, my stuff has always been lifestyle. So on Hank Strange, I always put gun stuff, I put car stuff, I put tech, all of that. Like, I like watches, I would put the watch stuff. And it was all fine until the recent changes they made to the algorithm. So gun stuff is being suppressed, but car stuff on my Hank Strange channel is being suppressed even more.
Really?
Yeah, this is just weird. So I started a separate channel called Stranger Palooza for that, and I'm trying to separate things. But now that's like all those channels, you have to start all over again, right? You got to get people to subscribe to it.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Now I'm pretty much running about 3 or 4 channels at the same time on top of all the social media. And why is it that way? Why can't we just put up what we're interested in and be in these different communities and because they cross? Gun guys like cars, we like trucks. I mean, I've had a 4Runner. Toyota's a pretty good company. I've got pickup trucks right now. I just bought a Suzuki Samurai not too long ago.
You still got that Audi?
The R8 I don't have. I have a different Audi.
Was it white?
Yes, I have a white Audi. Yeah. Audi.
Yeah, there was one I saw one of your videos where you went to the dealership.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That whole thing. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I wish we could do all that stuff, but it's gotten so complicated that we can't do that. And these spheres can't cross and they really don't mesh good with each other because everything is like a metric now. And it's too bad. So,
yeah, and the starting over part sucks because you got to wait to get enough to get monetized and all that stuff. Yeah,
yeah. So, but I think that the big challenge that we're up against here is as we get closer to the election, they're gonna suppress people more on all the platforms. If Trump wins, they're gonna get really mad, and their way to deal with everything is gonna be to suppress the crap out of people, right? Because I don't really think they're afraid of Congress. So even if Trump wins and we get another supermajority, the last time we had a supermajority on the Republican side, they didn't do anything. So these guys are just going to go, screw these guys. They've got no backbone. Let's just start kicking people off, and we will deal with the gun thing by quieting all these voices, right? If they do win somehow, and you get someone like Bloomberg, forget about it. Then it's going to be all out, like an apocalypse for anyone that's speaking up against the left.
Oh, I agree. They are so much more vocal about the gun rights now than they have been ever. They're before it wasn't, oh, we don't want to take your guns, even though they did. Now they're just plain ass saying, oh, we're gonna get those damn things whether you like it or not. Somehow, some way, some form. You're gonna be running around with freaking slingshots.
Yeah, absolutely. YNH says, why not start teasing gun streamer only content to your YouTube vids? I think that's a good idea. I'm trying to Right now for a lot of us, we're just in motion. So if you're doing all of this stuff, you're just trying to stay in motion. I know I'm like that. From the time I get up, I'm working on stuff all the way till I go to sleep. So I'm basically falling through every day. I don't really get a lot of time to sit down and like and breathe and think about things. There's a list.
And you're doing this every night, right?
Yeah, I do this Monday to Friday, and then on the weekends we shoot guns and make videos on it, or I'm editing, or I'm just traveling or doing something else. Every day that like for me, I'm self-employed, so when I'm up, I'm working until the time I go to sleep. Even when I'm sitting there watching TV, I'm working.
All the work.
Huh?
Come on, Lola's the one doing all the work.
Lola does a lot of. She does a lot of work. She does a lot of work.
I
But
had sent her an email after she sent me one the other day, and I'm like, I know. Hank's probably sitting on the couch eating bonbons, and you're doing all the work.
I wish. I really wish that we're always like there's always something because I'm doing so Lola has a job, she does that, and then when she comes here, she's working on stuff. And then when we go home, she's working on things until she goes to sleep. And then I'm doing the same thing until I go to sleep. Then she gets up, goes to work again, and I get up, do this. Like I said, on the weekends, we're trying to catch up to all the stuff. We have like 2 kids that are in college, and there's a lot of things going on, and we're constantly trying to keep up with everything. So like Derek was talking about Ballistic Ink. I'm right now signing up. I'll be on Ballistic Ink pretty soon. You guys will be seeing that, like there's this stuff going on with the Facebook page. Another thing that I'm up to, for example, if you know the logo, you see this logo you see right here, on my channel there, that's the broadcast logo. Well, so here, I'm going to show you something. We've been working, so that's the broadcast. That's like the politically correct logo that covers all the stuff that I do, right? I'm a broadcaster, that's why there's a microphone in it. But so I always, I live the pirate life. So it's always skull and crossbones in my stuff. And it was always like a skull and guns and knives and things like that crossed. I meant to get back to that. But what I'm doing now is separating out all those logos. So I'm going to roll this in for you guys. This is the new Firearms logo. We're probably going to call it like the laser blaster logo. If you look at this, so people are going to start seeing this, especially on the gun stuff that we're doing here. I don't know if you can see this yet, coming up on your screen over there. So this is what you guys will see when we go over to Ballistic Ink. You'll see this on stuff. There'll be stickers, patches, all that kind of stuff made around this. What was that?
I see it. It's cool.
Yeah. So we always have things like that in the works. There's a whole bunch behind that. There's a whole bunch of other things that I'm planning on rolling out.
Doing that? Like you and Lola, are you designing that, or is it a company, or do you hire out?
Yeah, we hired out for that. So the original logo, like I said, for me is a pirate flag, skull and crossbones. And when I first started doing this, I did it. But when we started with this logo here, we hired someone, told them what we're looking for, and developed that out. And then because it's just if you I don't have as much skills as this person have, and I just don't have the time to do it. So yeah, it's one of those things that at this point we're hiring out and paying people to do it. So yeah. Oh, you sent me a message here. Let's see, what's the message? Oh, bathroom. You got to go to the bathroom.
Right back.
All right, cool. Oh wow, look at that. It's just me. I think what I'm gonna do right now is make everyone go to hankstrange.com. That's the thing that everyone needs to do. You need to take your butts over to hankstrange.com, sign up for the email list that we have going over there. If you want to find out about the blaster, the laser blaster logo. By the way, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys on that. Let's. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull up the .com. Lola wants me to pull up the .com, show you guys. So I'm gonna show you here how to find hankstrange.com. Go in, type in Hank Strange, boom. then it should bring up a bunch of stuff there. You scroll down, you can see all our stuff. If you go to hankstrange.com, pretty easy to find. It's going to look like this on your mobile phone. When you go there, it's going to, there's a menu. You can pull down the menu. So there's Lola's deals. You can go to that. That's all the deals and stuff like that Lola finds to help save you guys money. And then by buying things through these different links, you can also support us. As part of Lola's deals, there's like daily deals. If you click on that one where she's constantly changing it. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're getting in trouble on places like Facebook if we share deals, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. So you can go there, you can find that stuff. If you want to get on our email list, you can go there. If you want to see like the YouTube videos, you can even click on something and see all the YouTube videos that we have through there. That's a good way to do it. You know, there's places that'll point you to like our Patreon, etc. And that's why I'm spending a lot of time working on the hankstrange.com, so that if folks out there want to be able to keep up with us, that's the way to do it. So let's see. I think we're getting, what is this? John Voorhees says, love the logo. Jason St. Pierre says, very cool. Armament Axis says, I like it. I like it. Steel Punisher 69 is awesome. Mr. Clubfoot 90 says, is it a patch? It will be.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, Captain Shark wants to see the new Facebook link again. So let's see. I can show you guys what the Facebook page is going to look like. I'll pull that up here for you. So you do have a Facebook page, right?
I do, but I'm not on it very much at all.
Okay.
I use Instagram more than I do Facebook. I just haven't figured out I mean, we talked about it, but the positive or whatever you want to call it, I didn't feel like I was getting any, I wasn't giving them any content to really want to go there. I figured I'd put it all on YouTube kind of thing, but I see how you use it as like hey, this is going to happen, like news updates or whatever you want.
All this stuff is tools, man. I'm not emotionally, so here it goes. It's hankstrange.com on Facebook, right? Capital H for the Hank, and then so it's hankstrange.com spelled out, the .com spelled out. That's how you guys can find it. You could search for it, etc. if you're all looking for it. I'll try to ask Lola to put one here in the chat, because I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to be able to do that from here, just because of how everything's connected. So what I was going to tell you is, I don't love any of these things, especially the ones that I don't own. So I love my family. I love Lola, my kids, I love my country, right? But I do not love these social media platforms. And we should not love them because we have no ownership over them. What we should do is use them like tools, right? If I wasn't doing this, I would not even be on those platforms telling the government about everything that I do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're putting ourselves out there too. It's like, oh, Rick's got a new rifle, or whatever,
Yeah. Chico Wiese says, yes, sir, agreed. Tools for viewers to stay updated. That's pretty much what it is. You want to be able to communicate with me. That's what they're for. It's a way that you can like message me through that or see what we're up to. I actually have a phone number that I give out from time to time where people can actually text me. And the reason why I do that, it's on my phone. So my phone literally has 2 numbers on it, and it's on my phone. And the reason why I do it is so that if people want to communicate with me, they can actually text me. Some people call me on that number. Right? I'm going to throw it up right now, just really quick for everyone out there. Boom. That's the number. You got to look at it and then get the number, and you can text me and I will respond. Sometimes people call me on there, Rick, because they don't believe.
They're all, who is
Yeah, they don't believe that I'm going to answer. Sometimes I'm on there talking to someone for a while. Florida Gun says, we love, thank you. I appreciate the love. But, I think like this is how, all these guys, so Zuckerberg, right, at Facebook says they made this thing to be a community. You know, they want freedom. Although, you know, they just, like, the IRS is suing them for $9 billion because they didn't pay their taxes and they, like, have offshore, you know.
Account.
Yeah, they have offshore stuff. But it's the same thing with YouTube. They say that they want us to be here and be communities. They don't really mean it. They mean folks like them. They don't mean guys like us who don't agree. We're not bad guys. We're not trying to hurt anyone. If anything, we defend people out there. We help people, right? So, but we can't, because they're doing that, we can't let that stop us from being a community. This is how you remain a community today. And unfortunately, because of what these people are doing, we're segregated.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. So
we don't have the teeth in the game to give, you know, we can't give any direction because we don't own the platform.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
or having a stake in the platform to, you know, turn it or.
That's why I think we need our own ecosystem, man. I know the big thing when I talk to companies like Gunstreamer and other guys out there trying to have pro-constitutional, pro-Second Amendment platforms, right? The biggest thing is money, and I get that. Like, it takes money to make all this stuff happen. It's the same thing for me. You know, it takes a lot of money for me to be doing this. I probably could, like, just really not do all of this and just chill out. I probably would be a lot sexier because I'll just get up and go exercise and work out all day.
Go have some fun.
Yeah, not have to go to the spa every day. You know,
there you go.
But I think it's really important that we do this and we not let these people intimidate us out of what we're doing and what we believe in. You know, and I know that sounds corny, but I really believe that.
No, not really. I mean, and honestly, I commend you for being, I think, the only platform out here where you're letting people come into your ring, if you want to call it, or whatever you want to call it, and be able to talk about stuff. And it's nice. I don't think there's any other. I keep calling you a larger channel because I feel that you are. You know, I know there's ones with millions and millions, but I don't think you'll ever see that ever take place in any other larger channel. So I commend you on doing that for everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. You know, I'm just gonna receive that, Rick. I'm gonna receive it. You know, and at the same time, try not to, like, you know, my thing is not to knock the other folks out there, although sometimes I do. You know,
no, they're busy, they got lives, but you know, you've come up with a way to make it work for you, and it also helps other people that get to show up, like myself.
Yeah, sometimes the big guys come on here too, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, sometimes they come on here as well because, look, it's tough for someone to do this every day.
I know. Trust me, I've been trying. I'm like, holy shit, how's he do it?
Just pure will. I told you, I'm will, and I'm falling through everything. I don't prepare any of this. Huh?
I usually start after you, and then we talk for 2.5 hours sometimes. So it's a late dang night by the time we're done.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know.
People enjoy it. It's fun. Last night it was it was mayhem and madness is what it was. It was a good time.
Yeah. So what nights do you guys usually do your thing?
No, here's me. I don't do anything, have any set of rules.
Okay.
If I
Good.
I want to yap, I'll hit the button, and all of a sudden we'll get people will show up and have fun.
Okay, and you do it on YouTube, right?
I do it on YouTube. I use StreamYard,
StreamYard. Okay, so what, are you using a PC or?
I'm using a Mac.
A Mac. Oh, good. Yeah, I know. Macs are just as terrible.
Check this out, Hank. So when you sign up for StreamYard, they give you 20 free hours a month. I completely obliterated that thing in like 5 days or something like that. They said, you can't use this anymore. So I had to do an upgrade. I had to pay for the service. So.
Yeah. I'm using Ecamm. I know people have asked me that. I'm on a Mac also, and I'm using Ecamm. And yeah, that has to be paid for, you know?
Yeah. I checked that out yesterday, matter of fact.
Yeah.
And you know, the reason why I didn't go with Ecamm, because I was all into it yesterday. I actually asked you that on the chat yesterday or the day before.
Okay.
And you had answered that. But I cannot get my Mac to update to the newest whatever the hell it's called, operating system.
Mm-hmm.
So I could not I could not use that format.
What do you have, an older Mac?
I do. I have an older Mac. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it might be. How much is it? Really older? What year is it?
It's got the El Cap. I think I'm up to
El Capitan.
El Capitan. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
It's old. I've had it for a while. That's the reason why I bought it, though. The Macs.
Yeah.
I was buying a freaking the other kind.
Mm-hmm.
Every year I was getting a new computer. I'm gonna screw this, so I went Mac.
It's about time you did a little bit of an upgrade. You could do a little bit of an upgrade out there.
Yeah, I need to do an upgrade.
Yeah. You can get an iMac or you can get a Mac Mini. Mac Minis are actually, the thing about a Mac is it's expensive, but it holds its value. You could sell that older Mac you have and get some money for it. Whereas if you buy a PC, maybe like 3-6 months later, it has almost no value.
See, I bought this. It's a MacBook Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And it's but I bought it with everything you could get on it at the time, because I was doing YouTube back then, so I was like, I was using iMovie and all that stuff and making videos, and then my phone was so much faster to download. I never even used my computer because it's so now.
Yeah. Okay. Chess Cabler says hello from Fort Worth, Texas. You're coming in just in time for us to start wrapping up.
Chess Cabler.
Chess Cabler. Okay.
No, we were on a chat last night, and he was in there, and Ray said it like Chase Cabler, and he's all like, I like the way you say it so much better.
Oh yeah, the French.
Now his name is Chase Cabler.
Oh, okay, that's how we say it. But listen, we are going to wrap this up. I know Lola's giving me the wrap up sign over there, so we do have to wrap this up. I think she's got some stuff going on here.
Lola for the invite.
Yeah. You're absolutely welcome. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you to tell the folks out there before we get out, how can they follow you, keep in touch with you, support you, etc.
All right, you can do that by going to Isyour6covered. So then part 6, it's all one word. Your 6 with the number 6 covered. That all one word, with the letter in the middle, or a number in the middle. And then Instagram as well. I'm on their Instagram as well. Other than that, just been having fun.
Yeah.
Loving YouTube and trying to build my channel. That's about it.
Awesome. And I want to recommend everyone out there that's not following you to get out there and do that. Follow Isyour6covered as well as Fitty%. 45 Auto says, Hank, should I have kept my Performer 475 from 1994? Yes, it has a retro value, absolutely. I wish I kept my old school Sony Walkmans. All of those things have a value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I still have an Apple one, the iPod.
The original, the first one? Yeah. Yeah. So, listen, we are going to get out of here. I want to thank everyone for joining us. I'm going to drop the end of the show right now for everyone out there. Make sure you guys subscribe, ring the bell, so you can be notified every time the channel goes live here. Do not forget to go to hankstrange.com and sign up for our email list. That is how you're going to keep in touch with us. All right, all the different ways you can support us are up there. Thanks so much for Isyour6covered for coming on tonight, as well as 50%. We appreciate it. Any final words, my friend, before I hit the button here?
Nope. Have a great night. Stay safe.
Absolutely. Good night, guys. We're out. Peace. See ya.